Today. So we're going to be doing some chemical analysis, and we're going to be looking at the bugs and stuff and that live in the streams. So is anybody? So Brian is going to walk with whoever's interested, maybe 2 or 3 folks, over to the creek over here and collect a water sample and get the temperature readings and the conductivity reading, which is the indication of the electricity in the water. So if anybody got strong interest, children or adults, in the chemistry, the chemical, like the pH, the dissolved oxygen, all these things that we can tell through chemistry about the health of the stream and about the water.
Wow.
So somebody needs to be in charge of this guy. You want to be in charge of this? Taking this over to the stream?
Bug guy, Dara.
Thank you, Dara.
Was he? There you go. There you go. Who else wants to go over to the stream?
I'll go
To that
anywhere.
stream once. Debbie, you want to walk? All right, so Brian and Debbie, and what was your name again? Jake? All right, and Jake. You want to take Debbie and take Jake over to Coffee Creek Stream. It's one of the streams we monitor across the street, and y'all can get some measurements for us and bring back some water. And then we'll do the chemistry sampling here so everybody can kind of see how that goes, but they walk over. Brian, I'll tell you. You just fill it up. And then we can do the chemistry monitor.
Yeah, I'll get that one in. Rebecca wants.
Wants to go with you too? All right. Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, y'all might as well head off
I'm ready to go.
and get that,
Water.
and get some water and get those
Where's
important
Mr.
measurements.
Conductivity? There he is. Ready to go. We're gonna get charged up. Right?
All right, y'all let me know if y'all see an alligator, okay?
Isn't that cute? All right, guys, well, so we're gonna talk a little bit about what it is that we're seeing, and then we're gonna let you actually see if you can find some in the leaf packs. All right, and we'll tell you how we got them out of the stream and where they came from.
All right.
All right, so long we come over here. We can sit on these rocks. It's more in the sun, isn't it? So we're gonna look at some of these guys. All right, these are some of the critters that we find that live in the creek. They live in the bottom of the creek, under the rocks, and under the leaves. And they tell us a lot about our creeks because they need a good habitat to live. Hey, Lori! We were just getting started. So this is a big picture of it, but really it's about, and we've actually found one in our creek over at Mulligan Creek. It's about as big as your thumbnail in real life. It's called a water penny. And it's flat. It's flat like a penny. And it's like that so that it can hang on to the rocks and doesn't get washed downstream by the water that's flowing over it. It lives in water that moves really fast, and you wouldn't think something that little could actually, that you feel like it would just get tumbled all the way downstream to the end, but it hangs on to the rocks. It's got a very hard shell, and strong legs, so it hangs on to the rock. It's a kind of a beetle. It's called a water penny. You can kind of see where it got that name, right? So that's one thing we might find as we look through the leaves.
All right.
This is a dragonfly nymph. That means like a young dragonfly. And who knew that? Did y'all know that dragonflies spend 2 years, the first 2 years of their lives in the water before they get their wings and fly away? And we might find some of them in our, underneath the leaves and underneath the rocks in the streams. They're about that long, a little bit bigger. This is a caddisfly. And what's really cool about them is they kind of remind me of butterflies because they make their own homes. They spin nets of silk around themselves so that and it's part of their camouflage. So they just look like a little rock, but actually there's something living in there. So they can burrow in and they breathe through their skin. That's how they get oxygen, is breathing through their skin.
Cool, like a salamander.
Is that how they breathe?
Yeah, they breathe through their skin.
Oh, that's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
and I've seen that animal, that water bug.
You have a water bug? Those are stone flies, right? And there are lots of different ways that they look, but they're all sort of the same. Hey there. Hey, thanks for coming.
No problem.
And one of the things that you can really look for to tell something's a stonefly is it's got two tails. They can be different sizes. Some are darker colored than others, but they all have two tails. So that's a kind of a giveaway. And they have little claws on the ends of their legs, and that helps them hold on to things. They look very much like this. I'll tell you, when we were identifying the different bugs, this is some that we have a hard time telling the difference between, because some of these guys are little. They're like this big, and so we have a hard time telling the difference between them. But mayflies have three tails, and stoneflies have two tails mostly. And the mayflies have gills, as you can see. You'll see them, and they kind of looks like little waves going over them, and they so you can tell that's a mayfly versus a stonefly. So these are some of the materials that we're going to just set them around, so when we find our bugs and you're trying to figure out what is this, you'll be able to come back to these for reference and look at them, and you'll be able to maybe tell what they are. So I wanted you to know it, because these are some of the more common ones that we have found in the leaves here. I want to introduce Lori Forrester. She's our local Adopt a Stream representative. She's trained us, all the stream keepers here in Bent Tree. Thanks for coming out today.
You're welcome.
So we sent Brian and some folks over to get some water samples to do the chemistry.
Oh, okay.
Over that way.
We already have our
We have our leaf litter.
Okay.
Yeah, we picked up some leaf litter, and Kim's been busy over there trying to make sure that we have, see what we can find easy. So we're going to let y'all find stuff too, but we found some critters already for identification. So let's walk in here. And as we're trying to identify the bugs that we see in the creek, there's a couple pages here, and this is sort of where you start, right? The tips. Okay, so it says starts with the characteristics, and that means looking at it, things like how big is it, size is important. Does it have two tails, three tails, antenna, any tails at all, legs, you know, so those are important. Is how curved is it? How does it wiggle? Those are the things to notice about it. Pay attention to the size, because that's a big giveaway. It's important in looking through the bugs. So then we have different sort of groups, if you will. Let me see, what they call the orders. And this gives you an idea. So when you see these, you can kind of get a sense of how dark or how light or green or gold or brown, and a general sense it kind of narrow in. Okay, I think this might be a stonefly, I think this might be a mayfly or a caddisfly, and then you could go to these sheets that give a little bigger picture and you get more detail. So you just kind of narrow down till you can try to figure out what the little bug is. And the reason that we care about what the little bugs are in our streams is because that helps us tell how healthy the stream is. Some of the little critters are very, very sensitive to pollution. So if there's anything chemically wrong, the oxygen level's not right, there's something in the stream that shouldn't be there, some of these you wouldn't find, because they're sort of like the, what's that term? It just went out of my head. They call it the canary in the coal mine. Yeah, there you go. That's what I was thinking about. And then so when you find those, it's a good indicator that the stream is very healthy. And other types of bugs are more tolerant of pollution. So if you find only certain kinds, then it may be an indicator that you need to look further as in the health of your stream. So I'm going to leave these here.
Look at that.
Oh, look what Lori just found. What is that?
Crane fly.
A crane fly. All right, so yeah, this is kind of what it's all about.
Yeah, see.
It's like a worm.
It kind of does look like a worm.
Cool.
These are the things that, in the summertime, that things that look like mosquitoes but are way too like big to be mosquitoes. That's what these guys are. You wouldn't think that would turn into something that looks like that.
Did we call them mosquito hawks?
Yeah, sometimes they call them mosquito hawks. Yeah, and that's actually a pretty small one. They get really, really big. That's a fun part of going through these. You can just like You find stuff that's
You
crawling.
can find stuff. So we had taken some leaves. Did you go through all these, Kim, already?
Those, yes.
Okay. But not these?
Not those. That's what I guess.
All right.
You
So,
will crawl out, so you just have to be careful.
so these we didn't go through yet. So,
Somebody needs to guard this crane
Yeah.
fly to make sure he doesn't escape, okay?
So we're
Give-
gonna,
give the
we
shout.
just went out into the stream. We didn't know who would come with the right kind of boots or whatever, so we went ahead and went and gathered. Basically, just went out to the edge of the stream and picked up a few handfuls of what called leaf litter or leaf packs, kind of consolidated leaf litter, because that's what they live in. We're gonna let you
There's nobody
kinda
there.
sort through
That's just a droplet. Yeah, well,
we've already done
there's 3 people in there. They're lovely guys. Yep.
Here's another good handful. This one, that one feels promising. It's all, yes.
Alrighty, so if you guys want to divide up and pick a bucket, see what you can find in there. And what we're doing is taking, when we find stuff, like Carolyn is doing here, we're putting them in the ice trays in their own little house, in their own little compartment, and then, because then you can examine them more clearly and you can get a better look at them. Okay.
Come on in there, you see them? Oh, we've got like a,
There's a big stuff in there.
Lori! Carol!
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are big in there.
Yeah, there's a slimmery, like a cat, like, not a tadpole, but he's swimming.
I think maybe a leech. Oh, yeah,
Okay, well, we see him, but then there's another one. There's a wormy
What
fellow.
we just have to do is,
Let me
if
get
we have
him out.
and I can do, if, is there, I can actually move, transfer to that bucket. Yeah, move the leaves over us or something.
Either worm or leech.
See if we can like spoon up any little moving thing we see and put it into our ice tray,
But I can't get it in the leech.
okay? Here, Oliver.
And I don't want to touch the leech.
You don't want to touch the leaves. You see something moving?
Crane fly.
Well,
I got something. I got.
Yep, you found one.
Come here. Look, kiss the leaf. I got
That was a
something.
stonefly.
A stonefly. Okay, so Freddie, if you want, I will move the leaves for you and you can scoop up anything that you see,
Stonefly
okay?
gives me luck. Oh, there's another stonefly.
That's interesting that they can tell the health of the water by what's there and what's not there. That makes sense.
I guess I'll put this stonefly. Where was my thing? Oh yeah, it is. I thought I saw one.
What is that?
That's far as it looks like. Oh, he just put me on the
Ariel's going to get some more water, so she'll be right back.
Here, let's look down in the water.
Crane fly. There comes right crane fly.
Robin did, but I didn't. She was up there just in time to see the beach.
We got a bad one. And this is my bad one. And this is the bad one. I found that one. I don't have bugs.
Come on, little fella, flip over.
Upside down. Oh, there's another. Yeah, flip them. Here, you flip over. Oh, yeah, so these guys will check in. Come on. Flip. Flip. There we
There he goes.
Come here, little guy. Come on.
Yeah. Okay, you can have them crawl on your hand if you
Come on.
just want to.
Sometimes they crawl on your hand. Come on. Come on, little guy.
He just wants to stick to the net.
He doesn't want to get it. Come on.
He's like, nope, I'm
I'll
flat.
just scoop you up with a spoon.
I gave her a little water in there too.
I'll get water for him.
I don't think so.
There you go. Flip you over.
Go on, fella.
There you go. Time mid water. Oh, it is alive.
Okay, let's pour some more.
I got some really small.
Drop something in it real quick. I'm gonna find out. Did you bring that in water?
The back fire is the
Check those in there. That's what
Crane.
Here,
Oh, yeah.
Can two cranes go together?
Yeah, they should be able to.
I don't know. How many hills does this thing have?
I think it's a May. It has.
Find a place for him.
I'll put him with his other three-toe friend. Yep.
Magnifier to have.
Ooh, they're not liking that.
Yeah, they're okay. Anything else in here?
We need it more than the kids.
Little stuff.
Just see.
Maybe we can put the rest in some sort of water.
Yeah.
It's all like tiny stuff.
Okay, check if there's anything on here.
Put it back because that's too much to check at one time.
One at a time.
You're just checking one at a time.
Oh, I thought that was something.
It might be.
Oh.
I'll give it back to Brian.
You asked me what type it is.
Thanks for your help.
Well, we found
And they'll wrap around each other, but it's not because one's hurting the other one.
Okay, where did he go?
He's here.
But he doesn't have the same tail.
I don't have to tell you, that's what the experts said.
All right.
That's what Lori said.
Whoa, whoops.
I can't wait to get out.
She said they'll wrap around each other, but that's just what they do. They don't hurt
Okay,
each other.
I'm just looking for his tail.
Did you get down in the creek? No.
We may need to pour some more water. We need to get that full. Maybe if I put some water. Let's squish some water down there. And then you can get him with your spoon. Oh, good. That's a good idea.
Getting from that to this.
Did you get
That's
him?
the thing, I think you.
Then there's another one right there.
Okay, into here, I want you to here and do it. That way you reduce your water.
So you want to find ways. Yeah, look at all. Look how many stoneflies. You see all the stoneflies on the bottom?
Oh, yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, all right. So Kim,
So you can do whatever you have to do to reduce the amount of water. Is what is
well,
mine.
and to reduce the amount of water and get the crud out. That's
Yeah.
And then, so she said we're overthinking.
Okay. Oh, look at all those.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what we've got them in here too.
Yes, she said at some point you just say, I got a whole bunch.
Okay.
And they're all the same, and that's really all you need to know because yeah, there's a ton of them in here.
Yeah.
There you go. He's the one that was in there.
Okay, now you see when you look at him, you see how there's two tails in the back, and then that'll tell you what it is, and you can go compare it to the sheet,
Oh, there's actually two.
and you can identify.
Nope, I need this.
Well, now let's wait for.
You know what? I think that's all.
Oliver, you want to hold this for me?
Sure.
I'm going to just clean this bucket out. Let go free.
He's okay with getting wet.
You want to right
Right in front of
like
it.
that. So just kick up the dirt.
And then the water flow, and whatever you're kicking up underneath the rocks that lives there is flowing into the net. And then we're catching it.
I thought you just put it down wherever it comes down.
The bugs are too smart for that.
Whatever.
You gotta sneak up on them.
Fly. Can I see?
What?
Can I see it?
What is it?
Bird fly.
Oh!
We'll put them in the book.
All right, let's put a little bit of water in there for him.
Okay, I got
Pour
water.
A little bit of water because he needs
I have some water.
or you can dip. That'll work too, kiddo.
Okay.
That's one way.
Oh no, wait for Miss Kim to be ready for
Oh,
you.
you want to come do it? Okay, let's
Okay,
catch some more. Let's find a new spot. And what do you think that is?
It looks like
Okay.
it's a stonefly.
And you think it's a stonefly because of why?
Oh, it got 3 tails.
Okay. Does that make it a stonefly or a mayfly?
Mayfly.
A mayfly.
You think does it have 3 tails?
It's got 3 tails.
It's a mayfly.
Come on, this side.
And you know how you can tell it's it's a mayfly even without the tails?
Thing? Okay,
You see the
this way,
gills?
we'll kick.
Did you see its gills fluttering?
Up the dirt.
But there was a snake roaming around.
Yeah, you're a professional. Okay, let's go.
Oh, there's something. Is that something?
That's a good question. Even if just
Oh,
Whoa, it is.
Wow, what was that?
I think it's a salamander.
He swam under that rock.
You can pick it up.
People catch him. Okay, you should.
It's a salamander.
Our first water
And look
penny.
at the bottom of it. So,
I just
yeah, look at these guys that are just on. So we're not going to pick those up because they're attached. But see, that's a water penny, and he's stuck onto that rock.
I wondered what those weird
That is really cool.
And all you do sometimes, you just have to pick the rock up and look underneath it.
Something with the tail.
You know what? It almost just looks like mud.
And make sure the
stuck
water
to it.
pennies go face down.
Well, that was like on the side.
Yeah, so
I don't have to flip it back over.
yeah, just make sure. Because those are pretty. Those are pretty. I mean, those are some nice looking water pennies.
Let's see.
Ready to try?
Yep. Let's see.
Look at that big one.
Oh yeah.
Can you get him? You got him.
He's on water. I found some.
Until when James, when we were doing that piece on there, James, our James, he pulled up. He goes, look, a dragonfly now. Wow. Oh, he lost his mind. Dragonfly?
Wait a minute. I think he is.
Can you tell?
Oh, Shai, did you see the crayfish?
I see him. I see.
Come here.
We got a crayfish in here.
Hey, how about a hot dog now?
Along with 2 other things. That. I wonder.
Really? Yeah?
They look like that.
What are you doing?
These
Titrating
ones are the
and
common.
finding the amount of dissolved oxygen in the water.
We did find one of these because it looked
on this
historic
one,
to me.
Yeah,
it's 10.
and these ones right
Indicator
here.
here.
Yeah.
Which is 10 parts per million, which is very, very good. Very
But yeah, when you're counting,
3 to 5 to 7 is normal. Winter it's more because the water's colder.
this is great for you guys to know.
Today you do two samples and then you compare the
So
two.
if it has two tails,
This is
and it doesn't have fluttering
nice 10 and
gills,
the other one's
okay, if it has three
9.4, so
tails,
we're right in there.
fluttering gills, it's a
Right.
mayfly.
Okay.
It doesn't matter
Yeah.
what type of mayfly.
Okay.
Except, where's our water?
Water.
Penny water will do that for what we're doing now. If we were in the creek, we would fill this up and dump this out. But if this was our water
What you
sample,
missing, John?
I was just looking for
and
the.
typically we
I'll ask
overfill
Debbie.
this, so the way we get it to the line is we just flick it.
There it is.
We just flick it right here. And so you see where it's at the 10 mil line right here? So 10 mils.
Yes,
Okay, you hold that.
not that I know anything about that or anything.
And then we're gonna add 10, I'm gonna add 10 drops to your tubes.
No, I wanted to hold. You can hold it.
I'll hand you the lids, and I want you we're not shaking it, but we're just mixing it, so we're inverting it. So you just you just kind of move it back and forth, and then it has a color, right?
Yeah.
So, kind of mix it back and forth,
Turn it over.
like turn it over, like the whole, like yeah, all the way over, yep. Like, yeah, so the color goes all the way to the bottom. You go, whoop.
What is that called? Invert?
Invert, yeah. Because a lot of times people want to
Is
shake.
this good?
Yeah, and we don't need this. We don't need to shake it. We just need to mix the color through. And then if this is what we call a colorimetric test. So this we match the color to the number. So there's two slides with this kit. We have a 7, which is neutral, all the way to a 10.5, which is more basic. And then this slide is a 3, more of a pinkish color, to a 6.5, which is a more of a yellow greenish. So we can kind of look at both.
Is it him?
Go ahead and slide that in here, and then hold it up to the sun, and you tell me, does it match? And tell me if it matches any of those colors. Kind of hold it up to the sun. Like, no, you have to look at it. Like, you turn towards the sun. Hold it up. Hold it up, and then does it match any of those colors?
I think 6.
Okay, so 6.5 in your head. Does it match 7 better? No. You think it's 6.5?
Yep. Mom, they will find salamander
Okay.
again.
So that's how we do, and we might even be 6.75. Sometimes it's right in between the two different colors. What did you read?
This one?
Yeah. Well, I guess it's a different sample.
Oh, yeah, it was 7.
7. So we're close to 7. It's a greenish color. So
It was a green.
sure, at some point in time, we're going to do another training. I'll be happy to come up here and do another training. They have to be retrained next year anyway. All trainers have to go through the process every year. As a trainer, I have to be trained as a trainer every year and take a test. So we have to stay up, just like any job, we have to stay up with our training. And so once I come back next year, we can do the research for some people, but we can also do new certification with people as well. So anybody that's interested, the little ones can always be a part of it. And I've had as young as middle schoolers take actually QA/QC tests. They actually get this stuff better, especially macros.
They can certainly see them better.
They can see them better. And for some reason, and for macros in particular, maybe not the chemistry, but the macros in particular, this stuff actually clicks with them better than it clicks with adults. I love that you guys pulled this event off.
Yeah, we'll try to do it again next spring too. So spread the word. You enjoyed it, let everybody know. And, we've learned a little bit about how to be prepared, and we'll try it again next spring. Maybe it won't be so cold. Our feet will be freezing. Your toes are pink. They're making me cold. Awesome. All right, well, feel free to, I think we're going to let our little critters go back in the water. Don't you think that's a good idea?
Yeah.
Let them go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
But
Thanks.
first, can I see what all them are?
Yeah, they're all in the bucket, moving around.
Tell them goodbye. Take a look. Tell them goodbye. We're gonna go let them.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Pink is the deepest part of it.
Oh, a couple of cupboards. That's a lot of creatures.